Hey, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? My apologies there. Had a minor hiccup there. I don't know what was going on with the audio. Let me just make sure the P's and Q's are all set. Yeah, we're all good here. I just wanted to make sure we're all set. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? Hopefully, I got some echo here on the other side. There we go. Man, I'm rusty. I'm rusty. Even the mic not right. Even the mic not right, and not only the mic not right, but the camera not right too, cause it's a little it ain't right. And as you can see here, I knocked over a comic while I was I knocked over a comic. It fell down there. It's actually Batman, Shadow of the Bat. That's a good one. Shadow of the Bat fell over here. So it is what it is. I'm being delicate with it because I'm scared to damage it. Because that's not an easy comic to come by. Not that one. Not that signed copy though. Not that signed copy. I had them sign the inside, so I just wanna. I'm gonna probably sell that eventually. That's probably gonna be gone. Anyways, that's an aside. That's an aside. That has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to let you know I was in a hurry to get started. I was like, get out of the way, everybody, and I knocked that over while I was trying to get the show started today. So listen, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while since I did a live stream, and there's a lot of reasons why. There's a lot of reasons why, but one of the big reasons is I wanted to what's the term I'm looking for? I wanted to kind of regroup, right? I wanted to every time, you think you're doing something right, you have more to learn. In my opinion, I always believe in self-improvement as far as like, looking at the world, waking up to what you're doing and seeing that, hey, you're not perfect, you're human. Stop having these delusions of grandeur or whatever, because it's easy to fall into a delusion of grandeur when it comes to like, doing this kind of stuff. You're like, oh, that was great, blah blah blah. And on one hand, yeah, you should have some sort of positive you should have some sort of positive mindset about what you're doing. You should never feel negative. I'll talk about that today. That's just remind me of that. That's I have a follow up to that. There's a lesson in that. But you also should be willing to learn, and to improve yourself, and to, see if you're wrong about something and admit it if you're wrong. That's a big thing a lot of people don't have, is the ability to, not even the ability, but really they don't allow themselves to come clean, right? They don't stand up and look at what they did and legitimately know that what they did was wrong, or maybe they were misguided or incorrect about something. And this brand of me, this perfectionist, not even perfectionist, this desire to be seen as this like perfect person, right, is, it's toxic, man. It's definitely it kills your trustability, in my opinion. Like, people will not trust you. I lose a lot of trust in people lose my trust, let's put it that way. A lot of people lose my trust when they don't come clean about stuff, when it's obvious. Especially when it's obvious, it's like, I mean, come on, bro, the writing is on the wall. For example, there's an influencer, I won't name him. There's an influencer who said that nothing was wrong, everything was going to be okay, nothing is ever going to be, everything's going to be fine, you guys are worried about nothing. And now he's talking about prepping, buying the right foods, getting ready to do homesteading, and all that stuff. And it's just funny to me that and I wasn't even the one who discovered this. Someone else did. Shout out to Artemis. Artemis is the one who pointed that out and said, hey, I think somebody's talking about this. And I took a look and I said, this is ridiculous. People are so typical. I'm so tired of it. It's so funny to me. That's why I cut off a lot of influencers, and that's something I want to talk about today. One of the things I learned over my trip was to just cut off a lot of toxicity. And what I mean by toxicity, I'm talking about people who You just fall out of favor. You don't like their content anymore, or whatever their content used to be isn't what they are now, and you just don't agree with the content, and you just, it's okay to unsubscribe. In my opinion, even if someone unsubscribes from me and they don't like the content I put out or whatever, that's fine. I understand that. It's your choice. It's your life. Do what works for you, right? I've always talked about that. Another thing I learned during this trip when I was out and about, that, I did a lot of thinking. I was out and about, and, I realized a couple things. One thing I realized that I kind of had to come to grips with was, time is valuable to me, and I have a choice of cutting things off that I don't need. So when I cut off those influencers and consuming their content, unsubscribing from them, it wasn't anything, personal. I didn't have anything personal against them. It was just that I needed to become less of a consumer and more of a producer. I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book series. It's coming out hopefully soon. I'm much more entrenched now in it. I'm very happy about how it's turning out. It's interesting. It's an interesting process because you learn more about yourself when you're in the when you're in the production mode, when you're in the creative mode. And it's definitely therapeutic because you can just get a lot of the things that you thought mattered, and then they mattered to you, all the things that mattered to you, all the problems you had, whatever the problems are. Then you're in the mode of writing, and you forget about all those problems, and then you come back to those problems, and you're like, oh, that's not a problem. Just get rid of that. You're more easily able to handle problems that you thought were problems, but really they were just minor obstacles, and you just swept them away. You are much more disconnected, and I think that was a huge thing for me, being able to be disconnected. Because when I was on the road, I also was writing too. I had a notebook. It's a mess. I won't show you. It's a pile of pages, just messed up, dirt, everything. And I was writing every day, and I didn't want to stop. If I wasn't driving and I wasn't doing the moving stuff, I was writing, and it was great, or sleeping. And it was great because I was able to be on the road and just think about nothing else, and just kind of relax. I was on Telegram a little bit, but that's about it. And it was nice. It was very nice. I want to repeat that. I think I'm going to repeat that. It also contextualized a lot of things for me, what's important, and also what's out there. For me, I'm moving. I've decided to move. Doing this, I had more confidence. I definitely have way more confidence now. I talked about this in a previous video. I think it was a car video where I was really aggressive, and then at the top of my testosterone, probably because I was moving things all day. Then I went to the gym. Yeah, I was still going to the gym when I was out there. And it was fun. I was having a good time, and I was definitely sweating I was sweating bullets. I was sweating so much. I must have gotten probably 4 shirts drenched in sweat. And I'll say this, at the end of the day, when I was done, when I got here and everything, I couldn't wait to take a shower. It was really therapeutic it was almost like you washed away all your problems. All the things that mattered the whole time, I was processing it. I was able to finally decompress and take action on the problems, whatever problems there were. There were issues and stuff like that. For example, work, right? I was, I always said, rug your job, right? Rug your job. But I felt a level of responsibility to the job that I did, and that happens. You do feel like you connected in a way, you kind of almost identify yourself, and that's dangerous, very dangerous thing to do, is to identify yourself with your job. It's not healthy. Once I was able to, I was able to disconnect from that, and that part happened over the course of the last 6 months. Since the episode 50, I think it was episode 50 the live stream 50, where I said, rug your job, the great rugathon. It wasn't until that point when I said that, it was the first time I ever said that to anyone, saying it out loud. It was one of those things that was really, it was it was a great thing for me to kind of push myself to accept that reality, because there is a guilt to it. There is a guilt to, because we're good people. When you're a good person, you feel guilt about things that normally you shouldn't feel guilty about. It's a human thing. Psychopaths don't feel guilt, right? That's just, they naturally don't feel guilt. Good people feel guilt even if they don't have to or shouldn't. It's a normal thing to do. It's because you feel selfish. It's selfishness. Selfishness. Well, protecting yourself seems like selfishness to somebody who was raised, with good values, right? In a world that's dark, in a world full of Machiavellian people, it's gonna be seen to them as a mark, as a mook, as a somebody to take advantage of. But for us, it's a natural state that you have to push against, right? It's something that you learn to push against and to take, see your own agency. That's part of owning up your own, pardon my French, owning your shit, as they say, is you being able to say, oh yeah, I need to recognize this thing about myself, right? So once I recognized that about myself, where I was like, oh, I identify myself with this job, I was able to then slowly decompress and disconnect, right? And this trip was, for me, great, because the less time I was spending in that place, the more I realized, I could live a great life without it, right? And it's more of a confidence thing. Like, you do know you could do great things without your job or whatever, but it's like there's like that lingering fear of quitting, right? That lingering fear of dropping them, that lingering fear of failing. It's just that it's something that's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. You have to accept that. I say use them, right? Use them to the max. Don't feel any guilt about that. That's the part where you won't feel any guilt later. Like, you won't have that fear. The fear will go away once you are in that mode of like using them for how they use you, right? That's like a reciprocal. It's almost like a pill to fix that. It's like a cure-all. It cures guilt, because you're using and it cures fear because you're using your resources, like your leave, whatever leave that may be. I'm not going to advocate anything. You're using your leave or whatever to get what you need to get done, right? And you're doing that, and you're going about your day, and then you rug them, right? You're done with them, and you are able to just branch off into the next big thing for you, right? Your future, your destiny or whatever, right? So there's that. Let me see the chat real quick. All right, we're good on the chat. Let me just make sure we're good on the chat. So it's just one of those things, it took me a while to recognize. And then another thing I realized that I wanted to make sure that I was ready to do it, to do the changes, to make changes, leaving the place I live, leaving the job, all at the same time. Is kind of it's kind of a risky thing. It's kind of a very dangerous kind of thing. But pushing yourself is one of those things that it takes time to do that. It takes time to, nobody, like, doing it all at once is a very dangerous way to go about things, because you could drop all the eggs if you're not slowly able to balance them, slowly able to juggle everything. You need to be able to juggle all the eggs, right? So, if you want to make money online, okay, you got that egg going and you are doing your job or whatever. Okay, now you are dedicating your time to expanding it. Okay, so now you're slowly rugging your job. Okay, all right, so you rugged your job and you live in wherever you live. Okay, now it's time to move somewhere more affordable, blah, blah, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, these things are incremental changes to bettering your life. And now with the dollar going down and gas going up and all this stuff, it's actually the hardest time to do that. But I like a good challenge. I'm never going to be somebody who steps away from a challenge. I think that's the best time to do the changes that you need to do, because then at least then what's the term I'm looking for? If you can survive this, right? when you're doing it, and it's the hardest thing to do, then you can survive anything, right? So I think that's a good thing to do. What else? This is kind of tough because I haven't done a live stream in so long, so it's kind of weird for me to kind of go into this in the morning as opposed to when I used to do this at night. Last night I was supposed to do a stream. What's up, Alev? How you doing, bro? Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I'll open the chat. Actually, I have the chat here. Where is it? Somewhere down here. I'm rusty. I should have had a test stream. I should have had a test stream the last couple days or something. Well, I just got back yesterday afternoon. It was evening. Man, I was beat, y'all. I was beat. So I don't know. I don't know if I could do that again. I even got into a plane. I even flew back in some cases because there were some places that just I wasn't gonna drive. Like there were some areas I wasn't gonna drive back. Like I'm not gonna drive and then wait for a ferry, and then the ferry ain't coming until the next day. I ain't doing that. I'm not waiting a day. I can't do more hotels, man. I love hotels. That sounded wrong when I said that. I love hotels. Someone's gonna clip that. Let's get this clip of Yin saying I love hotels. I love hotels in the right context, okay? When I went to Africa, which sounds weird, they had a great hotel. It was a 5-star hotel. Very good price. Very good price. I was very satisfied. And the women were out there. It was nice. It was a great time. I had a great time. Almost didn't come back. I'm going to be honest with you. I almost didn't come back. It's crazy. Somebody said, some people say they get offended when someone says, go back to Africa. I'm like, no, you might not come back. You might not want to come back. You might not want to come back, dude. The girls are they're too much almost. It's almost like you're not, that's how society beat you down too much. When the girls are so friendly and polite and nice, and you feel like you're welcome there, like legitimately you're welcome there. And no, it's not a money thing because it's a cultural thing because I didn't even pay anybody anything. You know what I mean? I was just out there, I don't fundamentally believe in going around paying for whatever. I just don't believe in it. I'd rather just go and meet people, have a good time, whatever, right? But anyways, that was fun. I had a good time. But that's an aside. Maybe I'll talk about Africa a different day. But when I was there, like I like the hotels there. So I do like hotels in general. It's just that some hotels are just, there's a type of hotel I can't do it anymore. There's like a certain level of I feel like I shouldn't talk smack about hotels. There's definitely, everybody knows the type of hotels I'm talking about. There's a type of hotel. See, I got so nervous. I almost want to say it. Watch me one day just start naming companies I should do a video like that. But that'll permanently blacklist me, I feel like, from sponsors. I'd be like, the top 10 companies you never should do business with. Period. Okay? Never fly United. I just straight up, I'm just throwing, I don't even care. I'll never get sponsored by United anyway, so F them, okay? Never United, all right? I don't need them. It's funny because I never even flew United in the past month or whatever, like any of my trips that I went. But when I was young, man, I definitely flew my share of United nightmare flights. Nope, never again. Man, there's some hotels though. I want to name names, but I'm gonna not name names today. But just remind me one day. I'll do a show on what businesses not to do business with. I'll stop. There's when I was coming back, I was beat, so I couldn't do the live stream. Is what my point was of all that. I couldn't do the night stream. I wanted to do it too. I was just passing out. I got on the computer and I set it up, and I literally was staring at the computer, and I woke up 15 minutes later. I was like, I can't do it. I'm gonna be doing a sleep stream. Be like, what's up, guys? Retitle it. I'm gonna retitle it. Would that make me go viral? I feel like that wouldn't. I feel like that wouldn't make me go viral, but it could. It could. Aleph says I'll talk shit on hotels. I'm at a fucking Days Inn, and even if that shit sold out last night, nothing for like 200 miles. Places a shithole. Dude, Days Inn is absolutely one of the ones I'm talking about. I just can't believe I hate those guys. And that's not like, I'm sure maybe there's a Days Inn out there that's probably good. I'm sure. That's me holding out hope. Like they're not all pieces of shit, right? Probably. Fuck it, I'll do it. I'll say it. DoubleTree. I hate DoubleTree. DoubleTree. Oh man. Now I've been at only one good DoubleTree in my entire life. Every other DoubleTree, they nickel and dime you on everything, and they have everything broken. The bathroom don't work, the sink don't work, the what do you call it? The window don't work, the fridge don't work. God bless you if you can find a DoubleTree room and the fridge is good. That's considered good as far as DoubleTree is concerned. That's one of the better ones, because I've once opened a DoubleTree. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell you a quick horror story. I once opened a DoubleTree, what do you call it, fridge, and cockroaches just came out, just flowing out, it just is like the Mummy. You know the Mummy? They were just like, and I could hear that sound effect from, you know that sound I'm talking about from that one horror movie, the Psycho, where the girl's getting knifed. That's what was playing in my head. I see them cockroaches, and I was like, I was like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. The whole hotel is full. The bed had roaches on it. The bathroom was full of roaches. I'm out of here. Yo. The balcony had like these worms, these centipede, millipede things. Dude, how? How do you let a hotel get that bad? How is that even possible? You just can't even do that. You just can't even, like, you have no soul? You gotta have no soul. There's no soul in you. You got no soul. You the devil. Like, I'm going to the lobby, and DoubleTree has good cookies though. Free cookies though. Yeah, they do. The guy only stayed there once in Alice. It wasn't updated, but decent. Yeah, you got a good. That's a good DoubleTree. That is absolutely a good DoubleTree. I'm gonna tell you a story. I was offered a free cookie at a DoubleTree, and the cookie, I looked underneath, and the cookie had spoiled, rotten. It had them spots on the back, and I'm talking about them spots, like them fungi was growing. I was so glad I looked under. I was like, I don't trust these people, and I flipped it. I said, oh my God. And so I actually went to Twitter and hit up DoubleTree, and I actually complained formally, which I don't believe in doing it, but I did it. I had to. I just didn't feel good in my soul to just let that slide. The cockroaches, I just assumed that's just the way things go. I did call their hotline at the time. This was years ago. I did call their hotline at the time, and they definitely. I think maybe it took me maybe 3 or 4 months, but I did see at some point when I went to a competitor hotel across the way, I saw a fumigation team go in there. So who knows? Maybe they got rid of it. I don't know. Only God knows, and they know. I still remember it too. You know what? I knew was something wrong with that place was when they said, "Yeah, someone left their Super Nintendo, in the living room, so we give that to guests to play with." And I was like, "You guys don't have the soul enough to just like donate it or reach out to the person who." They knew who it belonged to, but they just said, no, we just let people play it. And I'm just like, I knew something was wrong with that place at that moment. I was like, something not right. And even when I went to that hotel, when I was in that room, there were roaches in that Super Nintendo as well. Because when every roach was coming out, it was almost like all the roaches knew it's time to come out, because they all started coming out. I was like, ugh. That's why I ran. I was like, let me out of here. Oh, get me out of here. It's been compromised. Oh, man. It's so funny. I never run from I normally don't run from insects, but when it's like a swarm, boy, you better believe I'm running. A swarm? That's an attack. That's an assault. I'm not. That's a trap. They going for you. They're doing it. They're doing it. It's an armada. Oh Lord. But anyways, so yeah, that trip was fun. I feel like I conflated the two trips now. You're gonna be like, what trip was that? No, I had a good time on the road. It was fun. I did a lot of writing, self-reflected. It made me think about things differently. One of the things I learned on the road also is you kind of are like able to take less bullshit when you come back to your problems, because whatever problems you have, you're so disassociated that you look at it from a no nonsense perspective and you just cut it off. There's no emotion there. It's great. Like I should have done it sooner. I should have taken more time on the road. Next time I'm just gonna go on a road trip just to go. That would be fun. I didn't take. I noticed also that my I hate paying for gas. I hate paying for gas, but my ability to pay for gas now has it's like what I consider to be expensive for gas, or I guess what I consider to be painful for paying for gas is the threshold has changed, because I was paying $100, sometimes, to fill the tank up, because I rented a truck. I rented a U-Haul to throw all that stuff in, and at some point I had a Hertz truck, because the U-Haul broke down or whatever, and I swapped. They gave me a free swap, so I got a Hertz truck out of it, and I used that. And that one was about $80 to fill up the tank. But man, filling up the tank, it was, at first it was like, oh, this is painful. Now it's like, whatever, I'm paying for the whatever. It is what it is, But man, you just don't look at your bank account. Just don't look at your bank account, because you'll be like, what happened? I thought that was pretty funny. That just pushes me to work harder. That's all it is. I've changed. My work ethic has changed. And my fear of executing things, because I'm a perfectionist, that has changed. It's gone now, pretty much. In my book, I'm working on working on the culture, right? It's a sci-fi. It's kind of it's a pulp sci-fi. Hopefully you'll like that. There's some fantasy elements in there. There's a bunch of fun stuff. I think you'll like it. It's gonna be a fun romp. Very wholesome, action heavy. I think you'll like what you'll see. I'm working on maybe building a email list or something. I think also I had to. I'm not afraid of admitting this, but it hurts to say it, but I might have to get a TikTok, guys. I might have to get a TikTok. It pains me to say it, but I noticed that the algorithm for TikTok is still good for discovery. Like you will find new people, new eyes who like what you do, right? So as much as I don't like the tiger cage, as I call it, I really don't like the tiger cage, but I might just get a separate burner phone and get a TikTok. I might just bite the bullet, write it off of my taxes. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. I think I'm gonna go for it. I really hate it, because you know what that means. You're making them money, and you're also, it's making you money by expanding, but it sucks, bro. It really hurts. Hey, Spark55, what's up, bro? I appreciate you. Thank you, man. Yeah, man, it pains me to say that, but I've seen really mediocre people, quote unquote, make great sales and make great platforms off of TikTok. That was an eye-opening moment. I had there's a lot of things I could say. I almost said something else. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But I saw a lot of mediocre people doing really well on TikTok, and I said, God dang, if he's doing that and she's doing that, well, God dang, I could kill it on TikTok. So I might just do that, just bite the bullet and get a TikTok. Not do too much, too much, but do good enough that we get more people in to discover the show, see what it's all about, see the book, check out the book. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time, I think. What's missing these days? I noticed is pulp. We don't get a lot of pulp anymore. Pulp is really kind of a story type that went by the wayside. I think during these times, something like pulp, action is needed. It's kind of necessary. It's just one of those things I noticed. You ever notice that the sci-fi stuff that's out there is just absolute propaganda? It's just something I noticed. Shadowrun, you started talking, Shadowrun, for example, was a game that was all about like taking the future stuff, and it was a warning, right, of what could happen if we not only had corporations running everything, but also, fake people running things, and, you have worms running things, and you had really slimy people running things, and it was, politicians and stuff like that. It was kind of scary, right? Watching like that, like dark future. A lot of cyberpunks are from that mindset of like mixing the media, evil media, and control, like this manipulative media and like control, and just putting them together, right? This technology, this unholy alliance that creates a really evil society overall, a very toxic environment. And it's almost like sci-fi these days has twisted it to be like, and it's a good thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they try to twist it into this like gaslighting, like, and it's good. It's like, well, you missed the point then. If you look at the mega city stuff from Judge Dredd, it's the message is, this is bad. This is a terrible place to live. You would not want to live here. They kind of spell it out pretty black and white, ironically. 2000 AD, the whole mega city life is just like, depravity. It's the worst place to live. You do not want to be there. It's like Mad Max. It's like, does Mad Max glorify, does it glorify the life of the guys who, that are like the spider monkey guys with the masks, and they're like climbing on stuff, and they're dirty, and they eat slime, and that's the only way they can live in the desert, and they're like riding on these misshapen cars. Not really. I mean, there's some characters who are kind of admirable because of their masculinity, but those are few and far between. Those are like specific characters we're talking about, versus like the overall like universe. It's more like you probably wouldn't survive there. You know what I mean? Most people probably wouldn't survive there. It's not a very nice place to live. What's the other one? Demolition Man. Demolition Man is what they want life to be like. It's just so funny. So I think that's something that's needed. I think pulp is needed because of that. I think pulp is something that is lacking, especially sci-fi, good, solid sci-fi that is like about action, about, a big giant universe where good guys are good, bad guys are bad. All this relativism, all this moral relativism stuff, in the beginning, it came from a deconstructionist mindset, right? Looking at, what makes a hero, what makes a villain, try to understand from a more academic level what makes these things. It's like a mechanical thing. You're looking at it from a mechanics perspective, which is fine for the sake of the education of it, right? For the sake of writing better stories, that's fine. But at some point, you got to write better stories. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's the same thing as those guys who consume, RP content, and they're like learning it, like charisma content. Like, they're trying to like learn to be a better communicator, try to be better at like having that connection with people, and They're never going out there. They're never talking to people. They don't talk to women. They don't talk to dudes. They don't go out there. They don't talk to anyone. They don't make friends. They don't do anything. They just still constantly consume. They just absorb it all, and they don't do anything with it. That's literally what the constructionist content is. It's just consuming it and not creating anything good. Everything that comes out is bad. It's still more moral relativism stuff. And I think it poisons people. And that's a whole side. We'll get into that in a second. I want to look in the chat real quick. Spark55 says, yeah, most sci-fi is trash. Some is still okay, like The Expanse. Yeah, The Expanse is good. Highly recommend it. Spark55 also says, it's sometimes really sad to see sci-fi even has really good ideas, but ruined by the woke BS. Oh my God. Don't even get me started, bro. I'm gonna do a new series. I think I'm gonna call it like Infection or Insurrection or something like that. Where I want to talk about all the woke BS and how it really ruined a lot of the best stuff that we have out here. Left says, thanks for that perspective. When we were kids, there were still archetypes like G.I. Joe and Transformers where the good and evil is clearly defined. Today, even heroes are usually portrayed as anti. Yes! Oh my God. When in a world of anti-heroes, who is an anti-hero? You know what I mean? Like in a world of anti-heroes, who is an anti-hero? It's just it's crazy to me. It's like, you don't have Doc Savage anymore. Why'd I say Savage? You don't have Doc Savage anymore. Everybody wants to be the Shadow. It's like, come on. You can't all be the Shadow. Not everybody can be Batman, right? Not every character is Batman. Let's have some actual diversity, right? Let's have some characters be heroic, right? Like people who want to do good, right? I think, in my opinion, that's the reason why Spider-Man was so well liked, was he did the right thing when it was hard, when it was a hard thing to do. It didn't come easy for him. It was easier to do the bad thing. It's easier to do the bad thing, and that's reality. That is an absolute reality truth. It is normally easier to do the bad thing, and that's why you see a lot of these people go viral. It's actually kind of killing my integrity, like my own inner faith of humanity or whatever. It's killing my integrity because I'm like, man, these people are this stupid. Why am I, doing healthy stuff for people? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, why am I doing healthy? Why am I talking about healthy stuff? That's not going viral. This is going viral. You know what I mean? And that's just the transparent part about me. I was like, I straight up look at something and I go, are you serious? Because I look at what people care about, right? Because I look at what people care about so I can, show the information I have at some point, right? The book I have out there that I want to build, like I said from day one, I want to build a readership. So, I see what's going on out there and I'm just like, what is wrong with you people? Is this what makes you click and watch? Well then, all right, forget it. Welcome to Cultivate Your Future, Your Riches. We're gonna cultivate your riches, okay? Just hold that token forever. You'll be rich one day. Oh man, no, don't mind me. I'm not dumping. No, that's just a side joke. That's a side joke. That's a joke. Don't at me. Sorry, it's a joke. Anyways, back to my main point. There's so many avenues of these days that you could go with making a good character good. It's just, I don't know how people would just, I guess maybe because it's a vanity thing. I think it's vanity. You have a lot of these big companies and corporations who are like, oh, we're trying to be inclusive, blah, blah, and in the reality, the heroes would be like this. And, you're trying to reflect reality or whatever. And it's supposed to be inclusive to, I don't know, whatever take people have these days. If at some point, I remember Captain America said, he said, Hail Hydra, and he was a turncoat, a bad guy, right? And he worked for Hydra. He was a Hydra, the person, spy this whole time. He was a Hydra agent the whole time, which was a whatchamacallit, an analogy for the SS. That whole cult was an analogy for the SS. People from Germany, which I won't say their names, their actual name, because of algorithm reasons. But yeah, man, the people were mad. People were legitimately mad about that, and that started a whole argument about, is it a good idea to have like your protagonists who are normally just good people, be reimagined as these reimagined as these villains, right? It's just, I don't know. I just think it's just lazy. It's a lazy way of writing. There's like this multiverse stuff. It's a lazy way of writing. Like, it's fine if you want to do a multiverse thing if you know what you're doing, but like if you don't know what you're doing, you're just writing multiverse stuff, and it's clear a lot of these writers, they don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know how to write terrible plots. They don't know how to do long form storytelling that engages people. And you can kind of tell there's an agenda to it, and and it's a vanity project at the end of the day. And it's just sad. It's just transparent. Let me look at the chat real quick. Soy Mafia, what's up, Soy? She says, Yin is kind of aliveness. Aliens got ya. Yeah, the aliens didn't get me yet. I just took a little bit of a extra day of a break there before I started streaming again. I definitely took a while, from going from every day streaming to a day to this. All right, so what's another thing I learned? There's a lot on this in my mind when it comes to like, becoming a different person. Not a different person, but like there's like a lot going on in my mind about where the show is going and where I'm going and where I want to go, right? Where I want to take this. And personally speaking, I see a lot of channels doing stuff that I would like to do. Like, for example, I've been watching a lot of I'll give you an example. Branding wise, there's lots of good channels out there like you can learn from, right? You can learn from Jake Tran, who, when he does branding, is very interesting. He knows how to like do his own thing. Why does YouTube censor the word? I don't know. Why YouTube censors the T word. That is a good question. I have no idea. That's probably because they probably see it as a bad word. They probably see it as a no word. Sorry about that. It's not me, that's for sure. I don't have any censored words in my box. I just don't believe in it. Where was I going? Again, I lost my train of thought. It's on the chat. Censorship due to keywords. Oh wow, really? Let me see. It's on the chat. I cannot see this thing. Let me see. I don't see. I don't know. Somebody. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I'm sorry about that, bro. I have no idea. I hope. I don't know. Maybe YouTube's like looking at my channel now. I have no idea. I'm trying to like. It's weird because as far as like my branding is concerned, I'm pretty, open about who I am. Pretty transparent. I would like to think so, at least. I don't like faking stuff. I know people will say fake it till you make it. I just don't believe in it. I don't like doing it. Maybe one day I'll just be like, maybe on TikTok. Yo, that would be hilarious, actually. If I did like the TikTok, I'd be like, "What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the book show." Wow, and just have like colors, and it's the most like lowest common denominator thing. I could see that. That would be hilarious. I actually might want to do that. I could see that. That would be the best, dude. What if it goes viral and then they come to this channel and it's like, actually, I hate TikTok and everyone who uses TikTok is a dummy. That would be terrible. Oh my god. Like, what if I did like a video called TikTok is the worst, and like they come in and they're like Oh man, that would be so typical. That would be so typical. And knowing me, I probably like pre-did the video or something. And it's like very fancy, very clean written whatever video. Like, these are the reasons why TikTok is bad. And people be like, oh my God, he is insulting us in 4K. No. No, but in all seriousness though, like Charlie from Penguin Z0, aka Moist Critical. He was one of those YouTubers that was like, it really rewards you. It shows you that it's really, the YouTube algo does reward you if you're more of a honest person, and I don't look to be rewarded for being an honest person. I would rather just be an honest person. Like, I don't know, I just, I'm not a moralist by any means, but I do like to keep it straight up, like just tell you how it is and how I am and who I am. You take me for who I am, take it or leave it. It's just a lot less stress. And also, if you're faking it, you're going to get caught one day. And then you have to deal with the drama of being caught one day. And who wants to deal with that headache? It's just, there's so much stupidity behind it. It's like such unnecessary drama. Drama that's necessary is like if you're in family drama. Who needs, that's already annoying enough. Who needs this kind of drama? Like, oh, you were, I don't know, like somebody wants to be a guru for, they want to be a crypto guru or something, and they turned out to be, a broke ass dude who spent all his money in Celsius and is now, simping for Coin Bureau, something like that, right? That's just stupid. Like, you're an idiot. You should probably reconsider your whole life. Soy Mafia says, why does your Uncle Thomas disowned and not acknowledge you, Yin? I don't have an Uncle Thomas. Is that Clarence Thomas? I have no idea what Clarence Thomas is up to or what's going on. I haven't been keeping up with politics. I'll be honest with you. I have not watched or read any political stuff in months. I just been disconnected from all of it. Not to be like, oh, you need to focus on yourself, bro. But I'm not like that. I mean, I've read articles about stuff going on, but I haven't looked into who said what and why and what's the ban on this and the ban on that. I just haven't been reading like that or watching videos on that. I just know that people are pissed. That's all I know. I know that the left is now running into buildings and stuff. I guess they're doing what other people were doing during the protests before, in the January 6th protests. They're doing the same thing. They got their own January 6th now, so I guess they can't talk anymore. It's weird. I just don't understand hypocrisy. Just listen. If you're gonna feel like if you know you're gonna end up doing stuff, right? If you're the kind of person with the impulse, and you don't have a control of your impulse, then you should probably never talk smack about anybody else running into buildings or anything like that. Having self-control, that's not gonna be easy for everyone, but at the very least, know yourself, right? Oh, I don't have self-control. I'll run into buildings if I get pissed or whatever. Okay, well, don't talk about January 6th then. Just leave that alone, I think. You know what I mean? It's just weird. Those guys, I don't know. It's sad. Adults who are grown, who should know better. It's embarrassing. Soy Mafia says, get proper storage tank and always filter your drinking water. Yeah, I got a lot of water. Got a lot of stuff. I'm kind of thinking about homesteading, but I want to move first. I do not want to homestead here. I left says how they raided the Arizona Capitol building. They actually were intending violence, unlike their J6 counterparts. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that. That's so stupid. They were like, oh, we're gonna raid the building. I'm just like, you guys can't talk anymore. I mean, they could never talk before anyway. I already knew that's who they were, but it was just watching it is just like, oh, good. Someone just showed me a GIF I just saw a GIF of them rating it, I guess, or something. I was just like, you guys are babies, grown babies. What else? What else did I learn? I mean, there's so much. I really want to go into the branding stuff, like the branding mentality. Like I learned a lot from Critical. What was his name? What was his name? Oh, can't remember his name. Jake Tran, Brandon Sanderson. Brandon Sanderson made $40 million selling his books. That was crazy. Like, I just never seen. I think it was 40 million. Last I checked, it was 40 million. I could be wrong. Could be less than. Was it less than that? I feel like it's more than 40 now. Let me look. But yeah, that was definitely. Let me just check. Brandon Sanderson, Kickstarter. That's the stuff. Kickstarter. Let's see what it is. What is the sales right now? Where is the? If I can find it. Kickstarter always is difficult to find anything. I swear to God, they just don't. I'm just gonna go to Kickstarter. Let's do that. Oh, record. There it is. I think it's 40 million. I think so. But anyways, yeah, right here. Let me click on that. Scroll down. Oh, 41 million. 700,000. That's crazy to me. So that just tells me that there is a huge, and that was 180. How many backers? 180,000, 185,000 backers. Let me see if I can show it to you. Let's see if I can show you. I hope I can show you. I'm gonna try and find the thing. It's been a while since I used this part. Large. Nope. I just rugged myself. That is not the right one. Let's try. I don't know. Is it the right one? Yeah, I think that's right. Live streaming. Nope. I don't have it. It is not. Hold on one second. Let's try this now. Cancel. Look at me now. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. 41 million. 41 million. That's all. Yeah, it just tells me, a 180 right here, 185,000 backers. That tells me that there's a whole universe of people still hungry for good books. Because he writes well. He's good at writing. He's good at that. Maybe he doesn't have the message, not like message, but the perspective. I guess the writing perspective. That's my taste. Let me see if I can go right here. Oh wow, is that? Oh, that worked. I shocked myself. I was like, is that the right one? What if I get rugged? No. Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. I read his books. It's just not my cup of tea. But that just tells me that there's a blue ocean out there, right? In this red ocean of like lib readers, I think there's like a blue ocean out there of other people who, haven't had a good story, a good sci-fi or a good, medieval fantasy in a long time, right? So, especially pulp, right? Pulp books is kind of, unless you read the old stuff, right? Which is fine, nothing wrong with the old stuff, but I'm saying, like, if people are looking for new things that are contemporary, it's gonna be, pretty much non-existent. So, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to penetrate the market like that. We'll see how that goes. Wish me well there. Appreciate it. And let me look at the chat again before we wrap up for the morning. Let me see. J6 was hopefully YouTube hasn't caught on with that lingo. I don't think YouTube has caught on with that lingo yet. They have not. I don't believe. I think to be honest, they are so disconnected and tone deaf that it'll take you a long time They don't have cutting edge people like actually monitoring or running the stuff. That would cost money. You would have to pay good money. They don't pay good money. They outsource to India. So a lot of people who English is a second language. No offense to those guys, but it is what it is. But that's who they hire. Soy Mafia says, can anyone here help? When is it Halloween? Oh, help me know when it's Halloween. Well, it's coming. It's coming. Every day's kind of Halloween now, isn't it? I feel like it is. Anyways, the last thing I want to say before I wrap up is I'm trying not to let the numbers bother me. I'm trying to focus more on just growth overall, as opposed to it's tough because YouTube really trolls you with the numbers. They troll you with the views. They give you this panel and the analytics. They're telling you, only this many people, like a video. You'll do a video that's really good. You're like, oh, that was a good one. And then you look at the thing and it's like, 100 people watch this, and then they only watched, 10 seconds of it. And it's like, why would you tell me that part? I don't need to know that. That doesn't help me in any way. I know that makes you mad, but keep that to yourself. Don't tell me that. I wanted to see 100 views and just be like, all right, thank you. I'm going to move on and keep improving and keep getting better and keep getting the show out there. I'm going to probably have to do some more collabs. We'll probably do a collab show. We got a collab show that's going to come up probably in June or July, or not in June, but July. Definitely there's going to be probably one in August, I would say. I did say I was going to make NFTs. They will come. I'm just right now focusing on the book. I want the book to be, the number one thing, and I want that to be good. And then I will have something for the NFTs. You'll see. You'll like it. I think you'll like it because I'm very innovative. That's what I like to do. Is I like to go into create a field that doesn't exist yet, versus going what everybody else is doing. Because I like to go in my own way, my own path, be my own thing, do my own thing. I don't care if other people follow me or don't. That's fine. Don't follow me. I want to just make it happen for myself, right? That's just who I am. And I think I had to be okay with that. I think that's why probably my content doesn't hit too well with people. I think it's a little too esoteric. I think that's something I have to work on and figure out how to create the funnel that gets people into the mindset that I'm talking about. Because once you figure out this place, I think it's a great place. This is one of those places where you actually can develop something. You can create something in your mind here, right? I know I give out information here that really it changes the way people think about things. It gives you a different perspective without attacking you. That's like the number one thing. I don't know how people don't understand. One of the most basic things to learn is how to argue something without attacking someone, and showing them your perspective that is different, than they have, something that's different than they had anticipated, or something that they haven't encountered. That's like the number one thing. People, they see novelty in what you say, and then they see the message, the way the message is conveyed. Those are the two things people see: novelty and the way the message is conveyed. If you can nail those two things, you pretty much can, virtually, I'm not going to say you can convince people of anything, but you can pretty much, at least get people to see some aspect of what you're talking about, empathy wise or whatever, sympathy wise or whatever. They can see at least your perspective. They may not agree with you still, and that's okay, but you've finally gotten somebody from across the aisle or whatever, to see your side of the perspective. So, if you were somebody arguing for, I don't even care what the argument is. If you're arguing for, pineapples on your pizza, there's a way to convince people of why pineapples on a pizza is good. There is a way to do it. Now, are they going to agree with you? Maybe not, probably not. But at least you are arguing in a way that is giving you the best position, the best possible position win them over, right? So that's kind of the point, is to put yourself in the best possible position. It's like playing chess, but like, why would you play chess with the worst pieces? Like, some people want to play chess with just pawns. Like, why? Why would you do that to yourself? I don't understand. What's wrong with you? You know, they're not even playing pieces with any. They don't got a rook, bishop. They just threw it away. Rook, bishop. Who needs that? Queen. Who needs that? We don't even need that. Throw the king out too. F it. You know, all pawns. They're the kind of people who think if I have no king, I can't lose. It's so stupid. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to try and do another one today, this evening. Let's do like 8:30. Let's do 8:30. I think 8:30 is a good time. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Oh, that's Eastern. I forgot.